The Buschy and Bobo Show, a healthy scratch podcast. Here's your hosts, Kyle Busch and Brian Rager.
Welcome back to episode 28 of the Buschy and Bobo Show, a healthy scratch podcast. I'm the man Bobo, finally back here.
He's back.
Buschy sent me a text. He's like, "Hey, do you want to be friends?" I said no, but then he said I'm contractually obligated to be doing a podcast. So
I ordered these sweaters, these sweatshirts in like February, and he finally got it today.
Yeah,
and I'm the one with the kid, and you're not.
Well, put it this way: when we got together to go to the Wings game in March or whatever.
It was in April.
Okay, whatever. Last month, you're like, fuck, I forgot to give you your sweater.
Yeah.
But here we are a month later, and
he's finally got it. I was holding it for ransom.
But look
at how good he looks.
Yeah. Got the nice one on this side. There we go. The Adidas stripe. We got the
stripes.
The patch there.
Side. This side? Is it this side?
Yeah, that side. Right side. Lightweights, Adidas Golf.
Yeah. And this time we got the Zetterberg jersey in here too. I kind of like that because last time it looked like we were a football podcast, but I couldn't probably carry a torch talking football. I don't think I could.
No,
I can't bullshit.
I'll bullshit the fuck out of anything, but
no, with hockey I can do it.
Yeah,
100%.
But it's football. That's coming up soon.
So this is gonna be the first topic we're talking about. Is gonna show you how long it's been since me and Bobo have done a pod because I did the Red Wings.
Well, yeah, you did.
There's not going to be a lot of Wings talk.
No, because that's like you did on the last one. You said by yourself.
I already did it. Okay, so we should have probably had Doc Leo show up and talk about his boy. Ryan Getzlaf is retired.
Yeah, not retiring now. He's
done now. Because at the time that I wrote this down, he announced he was going to retire at the end of the season, which he did. So I want to run through his stats. So basically 1,157 games played, 282 goals, 737 apples, which is what he was known for. 1,019 points. He was a plus 102, 960 PIMs, 1 Stanley Cup, 2 gold medals in the Olympics, a World Junior Gold, and a World Cup championship.
He's but the only thing he lost was his hair throughout his career.
Yeah. My question is obviously like fantastic career.
Hall of Famer.
Is he a Hall of Famer?
Yes, I think he is.
Why?
Stats, like he's almost at a point a game player. Not too far off that.
Yeah, he's close.
He's had success not just in the NHL, but out in the international level as well.
Okay.
Success in the WHL. I know that's probably not as big
I don't think it is
for the Hockey Hall of Fame, but
I mean, he's only got 282 goals. It's not
the goal
impressive.
Hall of Fame though.
Yeah, but I mean, it's something you have to look at.
Yeah, it is. But he's not known as a scorer.
He's a playmaker.
The assist make
He's
up
the only
that.
one that I feel like has done the Datsuk maybe better than Datsuk did. Actually, Claude Giroux did as well. But the quick kind of remember.
Will he get in on the
first?
First? No, I don't think he'll get in right away.
No, God no, he's not a first ballot.
No, but I think he will be a Hall of Famer down the road.
They're gonna retire his jersey.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it'll be Priya, Solani, Getzlaf. That's it. Oh, Niedermeyer. Is Niedermeyer up there? I think they did.
Should Giguère be up there?
No. He had a.
Won the Conn Smythe and they lost.
I know, and he played awesome in 2007 when they won. But other than that, he had like a very pedestrian career, in my opinion. I don't know. Okay, with Ryan Getzlaf, the one thing that I wanted to bring up because that was just I wanted to ask you that.
Yeah.
Bobo, we're gonna play a little game.
One other thing before you start this game.
Okay,
did you see? Just saw it on Instagram or whatever it was. Just him and a bunch of the boys on the Ducks. They took him out on a night on the town. Or I think they went to Vegas or whatever. Just you see them all on a plane. They're getting on the plane.
Like was his last game? Like he's done already? Or?
Oh, this was just like last week, week or whatever.
Okay.
Gets and the boys just all getting dickered, and
oh my God,
that's the way to go out.
Oh, for sure, because they obviously respect the guy as a captain forever, right? Here's a question: Is he going to go down like right now? If the Ducks folded today,
as the greatest,
would he be the greatest Anaheim Duck of all time?
No.
Who is?
For me, it's Solani.
Solani left.
Yeah.
Getzlaf was
that's
there.
The thing. Yeah, Getzlaf stayed the whole
career.
His whole career. So that's
won a cup, which Solani did obviously on the same team.
It's
because for a while it was Korea.
Yeah.
But Korea also left, right? But he was a point per game player. And then you got Solani, who also again left, great player,
came back.
Getzlaf is like Mr. Anaheim Duck.
He is Mr. Duck.
He wore all the jerseys, man.
That's
from the Wild Wings, the
Wild Wing, the script
Mighty
on
Ducks.
There. Yeah, the Mighty Ducks.
He was part of the Mighty Ducks and the Ducks and the 07 championship. And then these new weird orange ones they're wearing. I don't know why we're going on like jerseys mean anything.
No, but
he's been there for a long time.
There's the argument that he could be the greatest Duck of all time.
No, I'm making the argument that he is.
Yeah,
you have to tell me he's not.
I definitely see that.
I think for me, Solani has history with Winnipeg, right?
Yeah.
He came back to Anaheim after he left. He went to San Jose and Colorado and had like not great seasons there. Same thing happened with Korea, right? They both went to Colorado at the same time.
Colorado, and he went to Nashville,
right? St. Louis,
and
Getzlaf came in as a rookie, that 03 class,
and then he came in, won the Stanley Cup in his first full year was in 04, 05, and then
04, 05 wasn't even a season, dude.
Or 05, 06, and then they won the next year. His second year in the league, I know he won the cup. So
07.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
okay. Well, he was a rookie though, the time with Perry.
So
technically he was a rookie that year. I
don't know if it's for me. Like I just because I'm so nostalgic on Team Solani. I think the guy was an absolute stud.
Yeah, I know. He was a stud. Team Solani's a better player than Ryan Getzlaf, but I think Ryan Getzlaf encapsulates the Anaheim Ducks more than Teemu Solani does.
Because he stayed his whole career there.
Right.
Which
that's my argument.
And it's a valid point. I
win.
No, I said so. No, because it's my game. I make the rules.
I make the rules. This is my couch.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, here's the game. You're making fun of Getzlaf this bald. Okay. Since they grandfathered in visors.
Yeah.
Ryan Getzlaf was one of the players that didn't wear one, right? There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 10 other players still in the league right now that don't wear a visor. Can you name them?
Thornton.
Okay, I'm going to write them down so I know. Thornton is one.
Zach Kassian.
Kassian is another.
Does Wayne Simmons still wear one or no? Because I know he didn't for a while.
No, he does wear one.
I'm trying to think older.
If you can get half, I'll be impressive.
Okay.
I'll be impressed with that.
Let me. It's going to take me a little bit here. Like no one on Detroit, no one on Toronto because Giordano does wear the visor.
So I will say that some of these guys are like they're all in their 30s, but like Cassian's 31. There's a couple other guys that are 31. Like there's a really old guy.
Ryan O'Reilly.
Ryan O'Reilly is one. He's the other younger guy.
Yeah, so he doesn't wear one.
So you got 3.
And you said there's how many? 9?
There's 10.
10?
Other than Getzlaf.
10 other than Getzlaf.
Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. No, there's 11 actually. Other than Getzlaf.
Marlowe's retired, so
he wore one forever.
Yeah, he wore it.
Do you want me to give you the teams?
Yeah, give me a team, and I'll probably be able to get the.
Okay. New York.
Chara.
Yeah, there you go.
That's how you were just going to give me, weren't you? The Islanders.
Another Islander. There's 2.
Matt Martin.
Yes. Tampa Bay defenseman. Big beard. Drafted like 3rd overall.
Oh, fucking. I know his name
Zach
too.
Bogosian?
Yes.
Is that who you're thinking of?
Yes.
Okay, I'll just give it to you. Okay. Dallas Stars.
Oh, Jamie Benn.
Yeah. Calgary Flames.
Calgary.
I know him better from Boston. Went to Edmonton. I was in. Sounds like they're booing him.
Oh, Lucic there.
Lucic, yeah.
Mr. Fucked Up.
New York Rangers with the really cringy playoff intros of the starting lineup in his dressing room. Was with the Golden Knights. Fighter.
Oh, Ryan Reeves.
Yep. Oh, I actually forget what team he's on, but came back from I think a type of cancer.
Saku Koivu.
No, Brian Boyle.
Oh,
so
he still plays?
Yes. Yeah. I think he was Pittsburgh.
Was he? I don't know.
Something like that. So yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. There's only 12 players, now 11 with him gone. Also from that 03 draft, Dustin Brown's retired.
Yeah,
so all
gone,
those 03, that awesome, probably the best first round of all time. All those guys are starting to retire now.
Fleury, he was
03
as well. Yeah, but
he was number 1.
Yeah.
That whole draft is insane. Even if I think there's some, we'd have to look it up, but some of the late rounds where I think Joe Pavelski was a 7th round pick that year.
Hey, we still got 1997 draft class in the league still. So Jumbo.
He's not even playing.
No, he's scratched.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? All right. I'm gonna let you go off on the Arizona Coyotes, but I'm kind of wondering if it'll make it better if I tell you their season ticket prices playing at ASU next year. Should I tell you that? Because you might be really fired up. Okay, that's another game I'm gonna play with you. I'm gonna let you guess what the season ticket prices are. Okay.
Okay, you think there's 41 home games, which they have to manipulate, which they have to schedule around the Sun Devil schedule.
And there's 5,000 seats, basically.
5,000 seats. 41 home games at a place like that, you should not be paying
Now, do you want?
It should be $20 a max a ticket there.
Okay. But here's the thing. They have different sections. There's
a student
7 different sections, right?
Yeah.
So there's the cheap one, which is the corners. There's the goal line, which is behind the net on the one side, because there isn't seats on the one side behind the nets. There's where
does the
Coyotes attack twice or they attack once, which now for some reason that matters. And then center ice premium, center ice club, glass seats, the first row. Okay. So I want you to guess. We'll go.
You should not be paying more than $1,000 a year for season tickets there.
We'll go per game. Okay. If you want to go and sit in the den, which is in the corner,
you should be paying $10-15 a pop.
Okay, $110.
Fuck that.
$110.
Fuck that. You're not getting.
Okay.
No.
We're gonna keep going. Goal line, which is just the. Here, I'll show you right here.
Okay.
See, it's the burgundy there behind the net.
Okay, so if you're paying fucking $110 for the goddamn corners,
well, now you're gonna be able to ramp it up. But
yeah, so now
you're not gonna understand the ramp up either. But okay, where you?
No, then it should only be a $40 increase to $150.
Bam, nailed it.
Okay. What it should be though, $25.
Okay, these kind of in the zone seats here, the
gold red
and the red,
and the gold,
they're kind of similar.
Okay, so if you're paying $150 there, they're probably going to be charging $250 on those.
No, $180.
Okay, that's better than what I thought. But
center ice premium is the blue.
Center ice premium there. Okay, so you get to look at the Sun Devils logo straight on. That's part.
They're going to be able to put their logo in there too, though. Did you see that?
They are now.
You have to put both. So maybe instead of holding a hockey stick, he'll hold a trident.
So what do you mean? Oh, so
they can put on ones. It's happened before.
So you know what it's going to be? It's going to be a center ice logo.
It would be
the red line. They're going to have one side is going to have the Sun Devils.
The Senators were playing.
They had it on both sides of the red line. The Canadians have done that they had that at Tecumseh Arena for a while there. They had the chicken, or not the chicken.
No, they had the Chiefs logo.
And
then they had the Eagles logo, where the face-off dots on the outside. So it wasn't both, but they had both technically. How much are center ice seats?
Center ice seats there, those are probably going for $250,
$220.
They should be only $70.
Center ice
club seats, if that's going to be $220, then those will be $260,
$300. Glass seats, literally
they're going to be charging $400 of that.
$445.
And that's absolutely stupid. You're the fucking Coyotes. You haven't been
going to that.
No, you haven't been able to sell tickets at a fucking regular arena. Now you're going to go to this 5,000.
The Den full season ticket price is $3,700.
No, you shouldn't be spending more than $600.
If you want glass seats for the full season, it's $14,000.
No, it's fucking stupid. You just told me the prices. I'm already heated.
Well, yeah, I know, because you're going to go off on them. Yes. So now I gave you some fuel. Go ahead.
Oh my god! First, okay, they cannot sell out a fucking regular arena with tickets probably not even that bad yet. Now you're going to a 5,000 seat arena, which you're still not going to sell out. You're not going to sell out fucking half of that arena.
Mhm.
You're going to be giving away half the tickets. No one's paying $150 a pop. You should not be paying more than $15 for sitting in the corners there. You're in a student area. You're not having people come from the city to go see it.
But at the same time,
if I'm paying $150, the fucking Arizona State band better be playing every time there.
I've said that they should.
Why wouldn't they? They're making
because
money.
It'd be a cool thing to do because like
it'd be
it's
unique.
The only thing. Yeah, but it's 5,000 seats. You got to think about it. It's a fourth of what an NHL rink is. Of course, the prices are going to be more. It's an NHL game.
Yeah, but if this were to happen in any Canadian market, Bettman would have moved them like that. This is stupid. Like this Arizona thing, Bettman just. I know just move the team. You don't even move them to Canada. Move them to like Kansas City. Move them to Houston. Move them to.
Their problem isn't their location.
They have no fans. They have no invest. Like there's no
because they're terrible. Get a good team. They'll go watch.
Carolina was terrible when they came in, but look what happened. They
yeah, you're making my argument for me. You're like, if they actually got a good team together and we're like, hey, we're awesome again. People would go to those games and they'd probably
had a 5,000 seat arena, yeah, but they weren't able to do shit in the regular arena.
Right, they got the same team.
I
mean, there's revenue sharing and stuff like that. I get that. These prices are pretty insane.
The prices are
if they really wanted to, they should
cater to you're in a university town. You're at a university campus.
You go, you sell the tickets cheap, and then you charge a lot more for your beverages and your food and shit. Like that's how it is. Get the people. That's what baseball does.
Get them in the door.
Well. Like, hey, $4 for a ticket. Let's go to Comerica.
And then go get a $20 beer.
$14. You're like, oh shit.
Yeah, they get a $20 beer, a fucking
the first beer you get is like 4 times as much as your ticket.
Yeah.
But
it's I
understand your frustration. I think a lot of people feel like that. Like, just cut your losses because it's embarrassing.
If it was a Canadian market team, if there was a shit team in Canada, Bettman would have moved them already.
What about Edmonton?
They're in the
Montreal's never going anywhere.
No, but
Montreal's never going anywhere. Is Ottawa going anywhere? No. If they did, they're just moving out of Canada and they're going into Ottawa, which is what they should have done. Yeah. Right. Winnipeg's there. They're never going anywhere. Vancouver's never going. Vancouver's a poverty franchise. We should shoot them out of a cannon. They should have went to Seattle.
No, that's
get rid of the Canucks. They stink.
No, they're no. We're 5 years away from being 5 years away.
Yeah, that's exactly how
No, it's.
But no.
Cut the losses.
Edmonton and Calgary, they're never going anywhere. None of these Canadian teams will ever move because the NHL will blow up. It's not going to happen.
It's just frustrating that after all these years, you see all this relocation. So like you have expansion, relocation, teams that were markets where it should work. It would work. Quebec City, it would work. You're going to have people come there. It's even if the team's shit because it's Canada, but it's.
I mean, you can say that about a lot. Like the Penguins were going to move.
Yeah.
And then they were gifted Sidney Crosby. Mario Lemieux went and bought the team and is making a shit ton of money off of these fans.
Yes, but you have someone that wants their who's going to buy who's going to buy the team and help turn that franchise around. You need to basically rebuild it. They should have they've been trying to rebuild it for a long time, but it's just because their team is so bad. Why am I going to go watch a crappy team? They couldn't draw Detroit.
Detroit's been terrible,
but they couldn't draw people when Gretzky was the coach there. And now it's like
they were terrible then.
Yeah, man. But that's a big name to bring in, and that's as
a coach, dude. If he played, maybe.
Well, him and Brett Hull could have been suited up together.
Brett Hull played 5 games. They retired his dad's number, and then he fucking stunk and he retired. That was amazing, actually, that they did that. But yeah, Arizona just needs to. They need a good team.
You know what? If the ticket thing just really pisses me off,
they're going to change. I bet you they're going to change that because that backlash is going to be like, what are you guys doing?
Yes.
It's crazy to me that you threw your Vancouver Canucks hat in protest of the Arizona Coyotes ticket prices. Is that some weird thing of like Ekman Larson being slightly attached to them?
Yeah, they're looking at trading him this offseason or the buyout. Or a buyout.
Retirement?
Yeah, to retire.
My God, that was a horrible trade.
We got rid of Louis Eriksson.
I guess so.
And Antoine Roussel.
I guess. I mean, you got to give up some poop to get some poop.
Exactly. So we just went from two shits to one shit.
Listen, this guy, Brian made a segue because I was going to talk about Gretzky. He's been on ESPN. He's always on these MGM commercials.
Yeah.
Did you know he's on Spit and Chicklets like a few weeks ago?
Yeah, a couple weeks ago.
Did you listen to any of the clips at all?
I haven't. Like I said, I've been.
Did you see any Red Wing-esque things on there that maybe would have blown your mind as a Red Wings fan? Did you see anything like that? Did you see that instead of going to LA, that there was a trade to go to Detroit, and Walter Gretzky, rest in peace, said that you should go to LA, and Wayne listened to him and went to the Kings.
There was also a trade thing back in the day.
Did you know that?
I did not know that. I knew there was
did you know that?
I knew there was the Vancouver trade.
Red Wing?
I know there was the Vancouver trade.
I've never heard of that one.
Berkey almost traded for him.
Yeah, well, I know they also fucked the Red Wings over with Pavel Bure too,
yeah.
So you're welcome. Like, I mean, how many more gifts do you need, right?
Well, a couple more.
When's the last time they played in the playoffs? 2002?
Vancouver?
In Detroit.
Oh, in Detroit? Fuck, I don't know.
Yeah, Detroit and Vancouver. It was 2002. Detroit won. Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's just a tidbit that I thought I'd bring up because that was
I never
knew that. He was like, yeah, I was going to go to the Red Wings.
Like, did they say what that proposed trade would have been?
Oh, God, I can't even imagine. Like, that's the thing is like, but if you look at the trade that, LA gave up like a lot of money, draft picks.
Yeah.
Like there were some players, but it wasn't anyone like.
No one that really
notable.
I think one of the players, like he only played like 5 games or like 10 games with Edmonton, then retired or whatever, or like just.
Yeah, that trade tree is interesting, but yeah, I wouldn't. Well, it depends. When was the year that he was traded?
88.
Like 80. Yeah. Man,
then he went to then they traded him to St. Louis.
Because here's the thing,
later.
That's the year before that crazy draft where Detroit got Fedorov, Lidstrom, Konstantinov. Like that's the year before. You know what I mean?
So it's like, all right, looking back, like, yeah, we could have
God.
Gretzky, but then would you have had Fedorov, Konstantin, all those guys? No.
But we can't play that game.
Well,
it's a what if.
It's hypothetical.
You can't what if a what if.
No.
Right?
That's true. That's true.
This is how it was, right? I mean, it would have completely went a different way, but that would have been insane.
It would.
I don't know do you give up Yzerman? I don't think you do.
I don't think they would have.
They would have got rid of. They didn't have anybody.
No, it was Dead Wings era.
Well, not really, because they were good. They just couldn't win in the playoffs. Like they were 88.
It was the beginning of that Dead Wings era.
Been going like 155 points the one year. I think it was 87 or 86 or something like that. He was awesome. Anywho, I thought that was interesting.
That is, I did not know that. So that'd be something I would want to dig sort of.
But I think Gretz has actually kind of been pretty good. We were talking about TNT the last time we were talking, and like it's funny because I keep seeing him in all the commercials, and he seems to be a little more like before he was just a hockey player. Like he's basically McDavid. Like this would be McDavid doing this. He's so dry and boring. Yeah. He's an awesome hockey player, but he's showing a personality. It's funny whenever I see him the MGM commercials or he's walking through like the Bellagio fountain or something.
You know what? He has a personality now. His daughter's hitched finally.
Well, there you go. And obviously, speaking of fountain there with Vegas, they missed the playoffs. Segue. Hilarious. I'm fucking good. I know what I'm talking about, man.
I did the last segue. This one's all
yeah. You didn't even
Vegas
know it too.
Missing the playoffs.
That's interesting.
After going spending money and getting Pietrangelo and
Jack Eichel.
Oh my God, yeah. How much of a disaster has that been?
I think Buffalo. There was a thing. It was like Buffalo won the same amount of games or like close to it after the Eichel trade that Vegas did.
That's so funny.
Vegas has become this thing. And they've only been around for 5 seasons, which is crazy to think it's been 5 seasons
already.
Because that first season was like, holy shit, this is a magical run. I can't believe this is happening. Washington beats them in the final.
Yeah.
And everybody's kind of pulling for them because it's like, oh my God,
new team coming in. This is never happening.
Right. And it was like this team of like misfits.
Oh, yeah, and ragtags and bums. Not bums.
But guess what happened to the Golden Knights very quickly? Like they've gone through a couple coaches already, and we're going to get to DeBoer getting fired, and also we're going to talk about some NHL awards with the head coaches and Gerard Gallant and everything. And all that, but with Vegas, they went from this ragtag, like you said, group of players,
just scrubs and like guys no one wants. Well, except for Fleury, he was a guy that's like, all right.
Well, they let him go, and they should have kept him because Murray's a joke.
Yeah, and then
now they got Jerry, so it's fine. Like I guess it's fine, but that's hilarious. The Penguins being out too, but like they went from that to spending all this money, getting all these assets
to try to contend every year.
Oh my god! Like you're saying, like Pacioretty, Eichel, Pietrangelo, Mark Stone,
Mark Stone, Mr. Vegas.
You know, then the whole way they treated Fleury, getting rid of him randomly, the way they treated Leonard.
Yeah, that's injury,
been the way that they gassed Gerard Gallant for no reason. I think bringing in Pete DeBoer with
it's a crash and like it's almost like a crash and burn going down right away. Like
they went and they had their Twitter thing. The first year the Twitter game was awesome. They went from being a beloved immediately franchise by a lot of teams' fan bases to very quickly being hated by almost every fan base.
Yep.
Is that not incredible to you?
It's so funny because you look at that, like you look at Vegas when they first came in, they said that immediate success and all that, and that's been like sort of just crash and burn, and it's been the total opposite with Seattle. Like it's been
no one cares.
They haven't had the success. No one expects them to win. Some people are like, oh, okay, Vegas did so Seattle shit, but
no, it's such an
the normal hockey person, the normal the common sense fan, I should say, knows that it's not going to happen. I found it. Vegas. It's been.
Yeah. So,
but they're still selling out every game. They're still doing all that because it's Vegas.
But it's become this thing with the Golden Knights that they're kind of like a hated team. Like there's other teams like that. Okay, we're going to talk about the Leafs. Believe me, we're going to talk about them. But there are teams and franchises that are hated. Like think of the Dallas Cowboys. No one likes them except Cowboys fans. No one likes the Yankees except Yankees fans, right? There's some franchises out there that are like that. And sometimes it becomes one of these things because they win so much. Like remember when the Warriors and the NBA were kind of coming around, you're like, oh shit, like you're pulling for them and they win. You're like, well, cool.
But then it's like certain
now they
win
a lot and you're like, I don't want them to win anymore.
Or
and that
like
happened.
LeBron haters and all that. And
because he wins.
That's
why I hate Crosby. He's good. He wins.
Yeah.
He's an awesome hockey player, but I don't have to like him. I mean, if he plays for Canada, sure, I'm in. Right?
Absolutely. If he was on Detroit, great.
Oh yeah, 100%. Absolutely. Like there's a lot.
But since he's not on your team, you hate him.
Yeah, it's like Marchand. You hate his guts until he plays for you, right?
Yeah.
But so I think Vegas missing the playoffs is the funniest thing ever. So yeah, the coaching carousel is going to be interesting. There's
it's interesting too that before we move on there with Vegas is because I watch a lot of poker stuff, right? And Daniel Negreanu, Canadian poker player,
right? But it's obviously Vegas.
He lives in Vegas now. He's been one of the Vegas's biggest supporters since they became a team, season tickets and all that. But it's interesting to see someone who actually has like some sort of like some common sense, but not being like a Vegas like a hard homer and all that. He's like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, why are we spending all this money all the way? We're just gonna crash and burn, and next thing you know,
well, now it's kind of like you're obviously running it back with the same. You can't really
you can't.
The contract situation's pretty dire, so
you can't sign one. You can't move it. You can.
But going from like, George McPhee was the original GM. Now it's McCrimmon, and they've went through DeBoer, Gallant. So it's like I don't know what they're doing there. They're like doing things so quickly. It's almost like, hey, you're acting like a new franchise now, where you're making these crazy decisions.
They're spending more money now on their pregame theatrics and
which is cool,
rather than like
But okay, here you didn't have a segue.
That's why I saw the one thing. That's why I said
here we go. This guy's getting there. Okay, it only took him
like
like 30
28 episodes. But...
okay. And you're looking at this one. I'm looking at this one. Okay.
No, I just saw that word. So
okay. I saw this and I immediately was like, now this is like going to be kind of I don't want to say it's like a downer, but like it made me think, oh my God. So Elvis Merzlikins, the goalie for the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Yeah.
Obviously we know what happened to, God, they all have the crazy names because Corpus Salo just re-signed.
Corpus Salo, and then
it was Kivlenieks.
Yeah.
And they have so Kivlenieks with the whole fireworks thing, like he died. Like
save Merzlikins' son.
Yes. Merzlikins is having PTSD when the Columbus Blue Jackets cannon goes off because it sounds like fireworks.
Yeah.
Like I literally got like shivers down my spine, and I'm like, holy shit.
It's something where if you're the Blue Jackets, you got to
like, I don't know, man. Like obviously that's trauma that he has to work through too, but I never put that together of like,
no, and it's
just been something in,
you don't think of it until something like this happens.
That's another thing my brother could say is I remember he had a tournament when he was younger in Columbus, and they went to a Blue Jackets game, and he said that cannon is terrifying.
Yeah, I heard it's very, very
and it's
loud.
like you almost have to like, instead of doing a real one, you almost have to do like a sound effect coming through the speaker, so it's coming from a space that sound is coming from. But man, I was like, that is like kind of talk about getting flashbacks of that and like getting anxiety, PTSD, right? I mean,
especially
a lot of people deal with
like
that
you
stuff.
think, okay, my team scored, it's a good thing, and like you're pumped,
boom,
but then
right?
you hear
You're
that,
like,
and then
oh,
it's just
shit.
like
Could throw you off, right?
Absolutely.
So I saw that, and he said he's having PTSD from that cannon, and it's like I wonder what they will do.
If I'm Columbus, you know what? I want to work with my team, with my players. I think
you would find a different way to do so, because it's an interesting
thing. Do like I said, maybe you go, instead of a live cannon, you go into a speaker cannon or
something. Yeah, something a little bit more subtle, right?
Yeah, it's because like I said, it's something that's okay. It's Blue Jackets. They have the cannon. That's
what they do.
But it's
Now the thing that, and now if they were in the playoffs, they would use that cannon in their playoff intro. And I was watching. It was in the first round, because now we're in the second round. I forget what the game even was, but it was like this really electric like playoff intro, and I was on Sportsnet, I think I was watching, and I remember CBC, whenever they would have a game, and they still do, but it's Sportsnet, it's the same thing. When it was just straight Hockey Night in Canada on CBC, like for playoffs,
if there's an intro, they cut it and listen to the PA announcer and do that.
They would just shut up. But now, for some reason, the commentators are talking through it. They're breaking the game. I'm like, shut the hell up. This is the coolest part of the playoffs, is seeing how crazy the crowd gets. Like when they did we were talking Golden Knights, their whole playoff intro with the John Wick song and that stuff with the Golden Knight at the middle.
Yeah, in the middle. And then they have the castle and all that. And it's like,
dude, it was awesome. And like, I loved listening to it. And then here it's like,
and then you got freaking Kelly Rudy just talking about,
shut up. I don't want to hear from you right now.
No, Elliot Friedman talking.
Yeah. And I've talked to you about this before, and it might've been during the pod at one point, but there needs to be an option to mute the announcers. Really, the play-by-play and the color guys, sometimes I'm like, I don't need you. I can watch a game. I'm not stupid. I know what's happening.
I'll mute the TV and I'm watching a game. And
we talked about Leah Hextall and people listening to the radio instead of that. It's like, let me mute them. What's the problem? It's just a feed. Just have that as an option.
Yeah.
Right? And honestly, I'd pay for that, because I think then it would be like,
well, especially
now, even a premium thing where it's like boost the game sound, where it's like you can hear the ice, the skates, the sticks,
especially now with the way technology is going, there's definitely a way. Like, it's definitely something that I think it could be done.
Yeah,
it's something that
it definitely can.
And it's true. Like the best part, like pregame intros for playoffs, they're going to be the best. Like home opener and playoffs, those are your two best pregame intros.
Yeah,
it's something like I said. You want to hear the crowd, like. Not just the extra theatrics in the PA announcer and what the organization's done for it, but then you got the crowd noise in there, the cheers, the screams, and the towels going and all that, and it's makes you excited to watch a hockey game.
Yeah, and that's the whole part, is it's the fan experience, and I think they really should like. Hey, screw your commercials. Just show me your playoff intro. I think people will get pretty jazzed up for that.
No, instead you get to hear, like, say, someone talk about it during
it's like, and then, we're here at the whatever arena.
I don't care, we'll be back after this commercial from Subway.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, cool. They cut the coolest part out. Okay, we went from some like kind of, depressing stuff to this is like this just really stupid and fun and really dumb. But I don't know if you know, this is two Twitter accounts that I've been following. And they're both automated, like automated tweets.
Oh yeah,
random,
just random shit.
One of them is called the NHL Draft Bot, and I gotta tell you, there's some of them are like kind of like, I don't know what it is, but some of them I see them, it makes me laugh every time. So it'll be in this type of thing. So it'll say like This one says, for example, with the 224th overall selection in the NHL draft, the Washington Capitals are proud to select Luigi. And it's just this. It's literally, I don't think it's a picture of Luigi and the Capitals logo.
Yeah.
So some of them are amazing. Like there's some that I don't know. Like the San Jose Sharks are proud to select Lenny from The Simpsons. Where's the the Vancouver one I just saw?
You just passed one.
There's one here. The Vancouver Canucks are proud to select Butthead.
And if you go up, there's another
I know
one.
Spork is one of those. So they have so many different things. The Red Wings select Luke Skywalker.
He's going to be playing with Lucas Raymond.
Just the way that it is. The Chicago Blackhawks are proud to select Billy Mays.
There's going to be a corpse on the ice.
Some of these people I don't really know. Like the Columbus Blue Jackets select Stitch. There's so they obviously have a pool of names and they randomize pictures. What it is. The funniest thing is the Montreal one has a French version.
Oh, God, that's awesome.
Baby Mario. The Dallas Stars are proud to select Raphael. Flames draft Santa Claus. Like some of these are amazing. So I just every time they probably tweet every like half an hour. And then the other one that is just incredible is the NHL rumor bot.
So it's probably the same person.
It's the same idea. And now I'm not going to be able to find it. What the hell?
Of course.
But it's just.
And we're doing it live, so it's like, what the hell? Make it happen, Buschy.
But yeah, it'll be something like end of an era, Connor McDavid sent down to the AHL. It'll be like, Brad Marchand signs extension with San Jose, like 1 year, $12 million. Or like it's just like really random
sign
shit.
And trade.
It'll be like
Thornton going to
Vancouver Canucks relocate to like Tempe, Arizona. Or something. It's just the funniest thing. Every time I see one, there's
El Paso, Texas.
Yeah. That was always fun. So like
little fun stuff there.
Yeah. You need to follow those. If you're out there, you need to follow those because it is fun. Like some of them do get a little old where I'm like, I have to look up who the character is or the name.
It's like,
yeah,
who the fuck is like?
It'll be like the Toronto Maple Leafs are the Stanley Cup champions, and I'm like, yeah, okay.
Then you see the tweets like from 1908.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god. Let's circle back to the coaching.
Yeah, so we talked about it a little bit with Vegas, right? And
yeah, DeBoer got fired.
Pete DeBoer got fired,
and go check out episode 27, where I talk a lot of Red Wings, Blashill being gone. Barry Trotz just got fired
not too long
by
ago
the Islanders,
and they already have his replacement in there.
Lane Lambert, who was the assistant with him for a long time. He followed Trotz around. Like he's been with him since Nashville.
So if you're getting rid of Trotz, then why are you
it's the same system?
It's the same system and all that.
I'll argue one thing. So like, I don't know how long ago this was, but there's like 4 seasons where I was coaching like travel hockey.
Yeah.
But I wasn't the head coach.
Yeah.
And I agreed with a lot of the things that the head coach did. But like there was probably, if I was the head guy, there was a few things I would have changed. Like I would not to shit all over. Like I would be like, oh, like
so you have your main template, then you just go.
Yeah, I've been brought up by this guy, so I would coach similarly. But here's what I would bring a little differently. Maybe that's kind of what they're looking for. I don't know. But yeah, DeBoer's gone. Like Trotz is interviewing like with Winnipeg because Paul Maurice has gone. The one thing that kind of bothers me, it's just the coaching carousel. It's like there's never the new guy, and that's why I expect Detroit to hire someone that you don't know.
And the one thing I like when we were talking before too was because like when the Leafs got, I know we're gonna be talking Leafs, and when they got bounced and they had their press conference, Shanahan's like, no, we're gonna be keeping Dubas and Sheldon Keefe and all that. It's I said the thing too. Is there for the Islanders right now? Like, was there anyone
why get rid of Barry
better?
Trotz?
Is there anyone that's better than Barry Trotz out there right now that would
apparently it's Lane Lambert? Or it was something where they didn't want to lose him because they knew he's going to be the next guy.
Yeah.
Or something like that, right?
And then
because Trotz is only going for like another.
And then we talked, we're like, all right, would Trotz work in Detroit?
No. I
think he'd be a good candidate, but I don't think he would
be
go.
A good coach, but yeah, exactly.
Like, he would be a place filler, I feel, until Detroit has. I think they're not going to bring in a guy from the boys club. I think it's Yzerman bringing in
the next John Cooper, hopefully.
Yeah,
because Guy Boucher as well. I said in the last one, the 2 that he has hired
have worked
are
out
both but never had NHL experience, right? Boudreaux's back, and he's an older dude, right? He's coming back to the Canucks. So
I'm glad on like I'm happy on that. The way he sort of turned things around there in Vancouver. Like obviously we missed the playoffs still, and it's something.
We made a push though.
Yeah, we made a push. I thought at the deadline we were going to be selling, but we didn't. We made that. We tried to make a playoff push, but I think a whole year under Boudreau, will be good.
He's a placeholder guy too now, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's not going to be there forever.
No, he's not. He's going to go sell some ice cream once we get our guy. And
I smell
food.
Smell food. That's the best. The outtakes there.
No, but awesome. he's a placeholder. But I think he knows he is too, and he's content with it for now. Sure. And well,
because he was out of the game. He was on NHL Network.
Exactly.
Right. Speaking about the Leafs.
God.
I want to hear what you think about. Obviously, they lost to the Lightning in Game 7. They're out in the first round again. I want to hear your reaction to it. Maybe what you would do. Where do they go from here? How embarrassing is it? Or
it's hilarious.
Like how did with fans? So I want to hear, and then I'll go. You go.
My father-in-law was like, "Well, fucking just relocate the team." Like
I'll tell you one. If they were in Arizona,
they would
be
that
gone. Team. They'd be fine.
If they're in Arizona, yeah.
There's no pressure.
It's like move them to Hamilton. They'll be fine there. I'm like, no, it's
just you got to go further than that, man.
Yeah, no,
across the map.
Because, like I said, Shanahan said, "Oh, they're not going to make a change for change's sake."
Yeah.
Which I don't think you're going to get a better coach for the Leafs right now than Sheldon Keefe. I don't think there would be someone better to fill that role right now.
We just talked about Barry Trotz. People are like, "Oh, we'll get Barry Trotz."
Then they say that with players too. They're going to go sign every player.
Bring back Paul Maurice.
Yeah, go right ahead. See how that worked out. No, I think Sheldon Keefe's a good coach there.
Mm-hmm.
And then you sort of connect him and Dubas together, right? Because they're in the Marlies organization and all that. I think you look higher up, and I think you look at Shanahan.
What's that going to
do? If they're
seriously though, what's that going to do?
If you have one more year, if nothing, if Shanahan doesn't fire the other two, then he's the one that's gone.
Okay, that's not going to change anything because it's the same coach and GM.
If you bring in a whole new, what is Shanahan, like the president or whatever,
vice president or something?
Get in all that management and all that, and then start off fresh. But they won't, because they have all these guys under contract that are in a win now mode.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, what do you do if you're the Leafs? You can't. You're not going to
telling you what you're going to do.
You're not going to move John Tavares.
Well, here's the thing. I'm going to ask you this first. So, is it okay? No, we'll get to that after. Okay, here's what I'd say. Okay,
you're not making any upper management moves right now. You can't.
No, they had 115 points in the regular season. They had like a historically good season. Your big guys showed up in the playoffs, right? Think of, without being nitpicky, off the top of your head, and I don't know if you watched any of the series. I watched every game.
I watched.
Was there one guy that you could point to and go, he was terrible all series, and he's the reason we lost?
No.
Okay, so here's the thing.
I think we've looked through Tampa's has the more playoff experience.
That's all. Yeah, you lost by 1 goal in Game 7. You're not a bad team. People said they choked. They didn't choke. Yeah, they were up 3-2 in the series. That happens all the time. Like literally all the time. It happened to Detroit in 09.
Okay, 3-2. It's a 3-2 series, and Tampa's playing at home. It's a team with tons of playoff experience the last 2 years. It's that year I'll say, because the year before was in the bubble, but it's 1 goal. Like Toronto, yeah, it sucks. It's been since 2004 since you've gotten out of the first round, but this is your core and your team that you're going to do it with. If it happens,
that's why you're not changing really anything, because number one, I mean, the only contract situation, you have these guys locked in.
The only thing I'm looking at if I'm Toronto is a goalie, and it's not necessarily a starting goalie. It's someone to back up Campbell.
They have Mrazek. He's coming back. He's signed. You can't get rid of him. No one's taking him. He's making 3.8, and for the next 3 years, he's there. You're not changing. You're having, and Campbell might not be back. By the way, he's UFA. He might not be back. So you have Mrazek and this Calgary.
Mrazek's not going to be is not a starter though. I don't feel.
Okay, I mean he didn't really play this year, so I mean when he was not good, he got hurt twice.
Even off of previous years though, in Carolina and in Detroit, I don't think he's a.
He had one good playoff series in Detroit. And then Philly, obviously, for like a second. You can't change your core.
No.
Like your top 6 forwards are staying the same. All your defensemen are staying the same. I don't know how they bring back Giordano. I think they're gonna want to.
If he does, he's gonna be on a low, and
you really, who can you move? Like Alex Kerfoot for what? To get a guy that's gonna replace him, making slightly less. I mean, you can't trade Tavares, like you said. His contract is insane, and
he would
honestly,
be the only guy. He would be the only guy that, like, if I'm the Leafs looking at trying to shake something up, he'd be the only guy that would be, I feel like, would be worth trying to move, but you're not gonna.
That's the one, like, swing, like where, like, Dubas brought in Tavares and it was like, holy shit, like, we got John Tavares, and it was a great signing at the time. But I remember at that time thinking, like, man, he's
not going to be the John Tavares.
Oh boy, that's a bad contract eventually, right? And we're already starting to see it. This guy is basically more of a net front. Like, even on the power play, he just stands in front of the net, and he's good there. But he's not going to be a game changer. He's not going to drive the play, right?
One guy I liked in the playoffs with them when he said if he comes back, he's only going to play in Toronto is
Spezza, which they're probably not going to bring him back because
if they do, it's going to be on a 1 year,
whatever,
$900,000 deal. And
sure. I think he's fine with that role, so maybe do bring him back. But you can't really change a whole lot because you're right up against the cap. You have all these guys under contract. So, and the problem is they don't have anyone coming up because that Matthew Knies guy is going back to college, right? And you got Sandin and Liljegren on the back end. So, okay, maybe those two guys continue to develop, right? And now you have something nice back there where you don't have to, run Justin Hall out there a lot.
The biggest issue in Toronto is Toronto fans and Toronto media.
And this is a real, geez, little segues, because I was going to say about the fans, man, because for, like, we all know someone that's a Leafs fan that's been long suffering, but that maybe they're, like, cut from the same cloth as me and you, where they can, like, see things a little bit more logically.
Yeah.
And like, watch the games, have your heart broken, dust it off, like,
analyze
it and go, okay, like, Tampa's a good team. My question before we get into the fans, because it has to do with it, like, is, like, because Leafs fans are going, like, this is just as embarrassing as the last however many years. Like, oh my God, we lost in the first round again. What an embarrassment.
I wouldn't say so.
No.
Yeah. That's going to be the initial thought. But this has been your best team you've had in years.
Well, it's not Montreal. Like, last year here's what I would say. If you flipped this year with last year,
then absolutely
blow it up. Like, you're done. Like, this is it.
But no, this is your best team you've had in years.
Yes.
You said you lost by 1 goal in Game 7 to a team that has tons of playoff experience the last few years.
How about them saying, Toronto fans saying, well, our big guys didn't show up in Game 7? I mean, it was Marner to Matthews to Riley for the goal, right?
Yeah.
Also, no one on Tampa Bay technically showed up. Nick Paul got 2 goals.
Yeah, it was Nick Paul,
right?
It wasn't Cooch.
Let's talk real quick about Tampa, about how the hell did they reload that? They lost their full third line, Gord, Goodrow, and Coleman, who were incredible last year in the final, actually the whole way. And they replaced them, like, with Nick Paul, Brandon Hagel, and Ross Colton. That guy?
Yeah, Ross Colton.
5-on-5 is, like, right now, I think the top 5-on-5 scorer in the league.
Ross Colton. I have never heard his name as much as I had the last, like, month.
He was the one that scored the game winner against Montreal. Game 5. There was 1-0. They won.
Right? The last month, or whatever amount of weeks
they keep finding guys, man. It's crazy, because even the Hagel thing, like, I don't think if he played really well last against the Leafs, he didn't play that well, but you're going to see that he has that Yanni Gord type mentality.
One thing that I saw with Tampa too, about Morris Stamkos is I forgot who it was that tweeted it out, should be in the same sort of category.
I saw that
as Sakic, Yzerman,
those like leaders.
Yeah.
I think he's almost there. I mean, the one thing that goes against him is he didn't play in the first cup thing. I mean, he did. He played for like 4 seconds.
Yeah, and then scored, and then he gets hurt, and then.
But, like, even the Game 2 against Florida, there, like, they're blocking. He had like 3 or 4 block shots. He went to the room at one point. I mean, they were like Chernak got hit up high with a stick and went to the. It's funny, like one's leaving the ice, one's coming back on. Like they're just getting stitched up.
Stamkos is a guy I feel like, because when he got drafted, right, in 09 or 08, 09, there was so much expectation he was going to light up the league. He did.
Well, not the first season.
No, but then the injury started, right? And everyone thought, okay, sort of like he's plateaued already, and sort of the downfall. Now I feel like the last few years he's coming and he's finding his own. He doesn't have to be necessarily the
guy,
yeah,
because he's playing a little more two-way, like he does
blocking shots. Absolutely, he'll score and all that. But
doing what it takes to win. I guess the whole thing with like the Yzerman thing is like, I think that's a little bit overblown. Of like Scotty Bowman came and changed his game. It's like, no, he just started to play a little more defensively. Like he could have probably still scored 50 if he wanted to.
Yeah, just adjusted his game.
Right, exactly. So
and Stamkos is doing that now, and like the last few years.
But is your captain on Toronto doing that? I mean, kind of. I mean, I'm not saying he doesn't battle. I'm just saying that he's not going to be one to drive the play. That's the guy you'd move. You can't though. And now people are shitting all over Nylander again. And I'm like, yeah, I saw the one thing where he let up. Remember that one game where Tampa was up by like 5,
and then
he let up in the corner, and I was like, ooh, that's a bad look. You know what I mean? Like that. But he's the one that scored both goals that game for Toronto. And he was the one that was in Game 7, driving most of their chances.
The net. It's him. It's not your captain that's doing it. It's these guys.
It's not Matthews, Marner. They played well. I mean, even Riley had some good stuff. Their back end is interesting because like that Buschy guy is actually awesome at like preventing zone entries. Morgan Riley is not. So I think with the Leafs, one thing that I think I can point to, because here's the thing with Leafs fans, I think you want to point at something or somebody, right? And you're pointing out all the wrong things. You're pointing it at your coach. You're pointing it at your GM. You're pointing it at the referees. Shut up. Okay. The whole referee thing, I get it. There's them chintzy calls, the whole Hall interference, and then Tavares scored. It was disallowed. It was a fucking penalty. Okay. Like if he stood there, then fine. He just kind of skated more into him. You can't do that. It was a direct scoring chance. And when they say, well, you should call it, the whole time, I'm like, they're going to call it if it's a direct scoring chance. Like the only reason Tavares was free is because Stamkos got stood up. That's the only reason. And you know what? Hey, it was a great goal. Like he went in and sniped it, but like you literally can't do that.
In the words of Wes McCauley, you can't do that.
What about the high stick? And what about, I'm like, guys, I mean, if a stick, you look in slow motion and it hits you here, I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10, your head's going.
Yeah.
And the ref's going to see it and go, high stick. Like,
yeah, because you're going to, if a stick's here, in real time, if a stick's coming here, because you don't want to get hit in the jibs and
control your stick. I don't know. So, like, the whole thing, they gifted Tampa this power play. I'm like, well, I mean, your power play was dog water in the playoffs. They were number 1 in the NHL in the regular season, and they weren't that good. So that's one thing where I think Tampa game planned their penalty kill so well against Toronto's power play that's one of the things that swayed the series more in Tampa's direction, where I didn't see enough like tactical changes from Toronto's power play. They kind of set it up the same way every time, tried to be consistent, but Tampa consistently knew how to stop it. So, then you're trying to talk about zone entries. You think about like in the regular season, you play a team like Detroit, you're going to get the zone on a power play pretty easily.
Yeah.
But against a team that knows how to defend, that has an Anthony Cirelli and has Braden Point, and like they have all of these guys, right?
Solid PKs, and it's
and not to mention Kucherov was terrible. He had like 1 goal. Like he was terrible. He looked like, Kucherov. I think he's hurt. I think he's got like an abdominal injury. Just the way he's skating, it looks weird. So I don't think the Leafs need to blow anything up. I think you're running it back with the same group. You'll get some changes on the bottom 6.
It'll be like, a few minor changes there, but it's
the big thing is, are you getting Jack Campbell back, and is he going to be your guy? Because he played well too. I mean, like he did.
He has, and
so
if he doesn't come back, then
who are you going to get? You don't really have a whole lot of cap space. You're going to rock with Peter Mrazek,
Braden Holtby.
I thought Braden Holtby would be good back in Detroit.
I thought,
But
and he's a free agent after this year. But
really, if you were to go back, like
I think Campbell,
if you could keep one player from the last few years and get rid of one from the last few years, not even thinking about contracts or trades or anything, it has to be see you later Tavares and hello Freddie Anderson again.
Oh my God,
I don't know why
Freddie
they shot
Anderson
him out of a cannon. Like he's not even playing in Carolina right now. Rant has been awesome, but I think he was like a really good goalie for in that moment. Like I think that would have made a little difference too, right? He's better than Jack Campbell.
He is, yeah.
Right. The last thing we want to talk about is something again a little bit more fun. NHL awards, no one gives a shit. I did say in the Red Wings one that I did, to not worry about this whole Calder Trophy thing.
Why isn't Lucas Raymond in the finals?
Because we should be. He really should be. But they're gonna go.
Since 1 year, Michael Bunce.
It's all about ratings and people watching it. Are they gonna? If you have representation, it's like the All-Star game from each team. Someone's gonna go, oh, Trevor Zegras is up for the Calder. I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah.
Rather than he's not, and it's two Red Wings and a Leaf, right? So okay, we're gonna go through. I think there's 9 awards.
Yeah.
And we're both gonna go through. Actually, they said all the nominees, right? Yeah. So we're going off the nominees. What we could have done before is who do you think it's going to be?
Now we're going to go off the nominees.
We'll go off nominees. Okay, so here, I'll start it. I'll say who the nominees are for each one, and then we'll both kind of say who we think will win it, and maybe why. If you don't, just say I have no idea.
Right. Fair enough.
Okay, let's start with the Norris Trophy. Okay, so the Norris Trophy candidates are nominees: Victor Hedman from Tampa, Roman Josi from the Predators, and Cale Makar from the Avalanche. Who do you think is going to take that one home?
For this one, I think Cale Makar. I think it's going to be the first of many for him.
I agree. Now Josi won it. Was it? No, the year before. Because Adam Fox won it last year. Cale Makar is kind of the same thing. That Roman Josi had like 90 points. So like, I could obviously see him taking it as well. I don't think Hedman gets it this year.
No, I think he's a solid candidate, and he's obviously one of the top defensemen in the league.
If Makar doesn't win it this year, he will win it eventually, right?
I think if Makar is, you're going to see him. I think that is him this
incredible.
year.
Like, his skating is bananas.
It's amazing.
He skates like Crosby, but he's a defenseman. Like he goes on his edges.
He's really, such a like.
How do you go 4th overall? Like what the hell? That's fucked, man.
Colorado just got
3 teams
passed on him. Fucking stud.
I know. Okay, we'll go to the Vezina Trophy. So Jacob Markstrom from Calgary, UC Saros from Nashville, Igor Shesterkin from the Rangers.
So for this, I was torn between Shesterkin and Markstrom. In the end, I went with Markstrom. I think he's just, I don't know. I feel like it's just harder to play in Calgary. Like he doesn't have as much help in front of him. So
Bobo was having such a good podcast until now. Igor Shesterkin is also up for the Hart Trophy.
He is.
So he's winning the Vezina.
No, and I saw that too. I don't know why.
All 3 of those goalies had awesome. Like great years. Saw UC Saros how important he was to the Nashville Predators.
Yeah.
They got annihilated by the Avalanche, right? Now he's a big reason they even made the playoffs. Him and Josi were the 2 driving forces, right? I think Shesterkin, being a young goalie like that, and like again, he's a big reason that the Rangers had a season like they did. Also, Chris Kreider had like 52 goals. What the hell? Chris offside Kreider.
So when Rangers fans are all worried about, what are we doing after Lundqvist is gone now? It's
you're good.
They're like, Georgiev or whatever, and now no.
I think Georgiev's the one that maybe could be traded. Like I don't know if I was Detroit, maybe looking at him too.
Possibly
be an interesting.
But Shesterkin, you got a stud in there, and he's your number 1 for the next years to come.
Okay, Calder Trophy. We know who I'm picking, but Moritz Seider from Detroit, Michael 37-year-old Bunting from Toronto, and Trevor, I did the Michigan twice, Zegras.
Oh no! It's the lacrosse.
Oh good God! It's
Seider, hands down. The fact that all the shit that he's done as a defenseman on a poop team with playing with DeKaiser.
He's a boat anchor.
It's amazing to see what Seider's done, and like Makar, I think you'll see a battle between him and Seider for Calder's, or not Calder's, Norris for years.
I don't know if I go that far with Seider. I think he's going to be. He's not going to be a Makar level. Makar is on another level, but Seider is definitely a different player. Amazing. He's more physical. He's not going to score a ton, but he's just going to be solid back there. Yeah, the whole bunting thing.
I don't.
You know what? He had a good season, and like, yeah,
when you're
saying,
playing,
well, he has
look who he's playing with.
You're right, but at the same time, he is up for the award, so you have to look at. They need to change it. Like I said, I've always said they need to change it to. There's a certain amount of professional years you can play. If it's even in the AHL or the Swedish Elite League, or like you're not a rookie to professional hockey, right? No, it's an NHL rookie. Like, technically, he should be, to me, considered a NHL rookie, but you're not up for the Calder. Calder is like a true rookie of like, okay, you have less set of 3 years and whatever, right? If you're not there by then, like, fuck you.
No, exactly. Yeah, that makes sense.
Hart Trophy, Austin Matthews from Toronto, Connor McDavid from Edmonton, and like I said, Shesterkin from the Rangers.
I'm interested to see who you have first on this.
I'm going. It's Austin Matthews for sure.
That's
just because he's got. I mean, 60 goals. It's so hard to do in this league, and I mean, he's an amazing player. I mean, I don't like the Leafs. I think that's pretty obvious, but like Austin Matthews is unbelievable.
I'm not a fan of the Leafs either, and I said the same thing. 60 goals and just the year he's had.
If he's on the ice, like, you got to watch out. And like McDavid's the same way. But like this year, it's got to be Matthews.
Yeah, absolutely. It's Matthews has just been, he turned it up this year.
100%. Now the Lindsay Award is just basically the Hart Trophy, but voted on by the players. So we got Roman Josi, Austin Matthews, and Connor McDavid.
So Matthews, it was.
So I went with McDavid just because it's the players voting.
I had McDavid's originally, but I think just because
hell, even Josi, I mean, 90, like he had like 90 points as a defenseman, like that's insane.
For this isn't like the Calder where it should be an obvious choice. Like you can take any of those guys and it's not a bad choice. I guess that's why they're all finalists, right? But
right. How about the Masterton Trophy? This one's a little bit different, but it's more for like perseverance and stuff like that. So it's Zdeno Chara from the Islanders, it's Kevin Hayes from the Flyers, and then Carey Price from the Canadiens.
I went with Hazy.
Yeah, me too.
Just everything that the guys everything what he's done through this year.
Yeah. It's one of those awards that's kind of like,
it's almost like, I don't mean this in a bad way, but it's like a pity award.
It kind of feels like, I know it sounds bad to say that, but it kind of is. Like, Price only played like 2 games this year.
Yeah, so that's why I can't say
Chara's
that.
Just because he's 45. Like, technically, if you were going to go with a way of like persevering and things like that, he's 45. He's still in the league. That's impressive.
Yeah.
Well, not a lot of people do that.
No.
Like, there's what?
Okay, Yager will play 68 years old.
Just to keep his team in the check going.
No, but hilarious. Kevin Hayes, after everything he's gone through this year, and
how about the Selke Trophy, best defensive forward? We got Sasha Barkov from the Panthers, Patrice Bergeron from the Bruins, and Elias Lindholm from the Calgary Flames.
I went with the guy who's probably going to be retiring after this year. I went Bergeron.
Bergeron said that's a slam dunk. That guy's so we went and looked at the advanced stats. That's why I went in there. Yeah. And so if you want to understand, Bergeron was 100% tile. He's the best defensive forward in the league with his advanced stats all shoved together. Barkov was like 79 percentile, and then Lindholm was like 50th. So I don't know why he's in there.
Bergeron, he's always up for this. It seems.
100%. He's incredible.
He's an amazing defensive player.
Do you think he's done really?
It wouldn't surprise me, especially the way after they left after Game 7 there.
Yeah, it could be posturing.
I don't think he signs anything right away. I think he takes his time. If he does sign, it's going to be closer to season. But
yeah, it could. So we got a few more here. So Lady Bing, we got Kyle Connor from the Winnipeg Jets, Jacob Slavin from the Carolina Hurricanes, and Jared, I'm going to slash your leg, Spurgeon from the Minnesota Wild. Who'd you pick?
I just
please.
I didn't
Jared Spurgeon.
I did. look at
he did, dude. Did you see what he did in the last game of the season? He cross-checked Pavel Buchnevich, or no, it was in the playoffs. He
playoffs doesn't count. Playoffs doesn't count.
He got suspended. Oh, I think 1,000% it's going to be Kyle Connor. He had 93 points this year, only 4 PIMs. It's going to be Kyle Connor.
Playoffs don't
Jacob
count.
Slavin only had 10 PIMs. You don't even know.
Playoffs don't count.
I was hoping you would say Jared Spurgeon.
High five.
High five. There we go. Yeah, he literally cross-checked the guy's ankle in the next week. And then the last one we were talking about was the Jack Adams. So Andrew Burnett with the Florida Panthers, who technically is the interim coach.
Yeah.
Gerard Gallant from the New York Rangers, and Daryl Sutter from the Calgary Flames.
I went with Old Man Suts. throwing a little Canadian bias there.
Did you see what he said?
Well,
the other day, he's like, yeah, I don't need it. He's like, I don't need this on my resume. Give it to someone else.
Just the guy. He's an absolute beauty in press conferences. They're like, fuck, I don't want to be playing Colorado. Fuck,
he was totally right. He's like, it's a waste of 8 days. It was 8 days.
It was. No, seeing what Calgary's like, they've always been on that edge or whatnot, and the fact that he's got them over. And
I went with Gerard Gallant. And the reason that I'm not giving it to Sutter is because Calgary has a good team. They have a Vezina Trophy goalie. Well, I mean, so do the Rangers, but
and a Hart nominated goalie.
Gallant has gone to like a few teams now and has had success. So Florida, went to Vegas, and now with the Rangers, like pretty impressive. I know like the Rangers have loaded up. And here's the funny thing where I kind of circling back to the draft lottery, and it's funny because we haven't talked about the draft lottery. Nothing really happened.
No.
Right? I mean, like Montreal got the first pick.
Oh,
Detroit stayed the same.
Did you hear Shane Wright?
His should absolutely be number one.
I think I should be the number one because I deserve to be the number one guy because I work hard and it's just trying to be the number one guy out there, and I think I deserve to be number one.
You just said number one like 15 times just because.
Absolutely. It'd be an honor to be number one, drafted first overall, and he dropped that. I'm gonna try to.
So Shane, what's your like if you have to describe your game? What would your
being the number one guy out there for my team? Just get pucks in deep, do anything I can for the boys, and just be that number one threat out there.
So your team in Kingston was dead last this year. What do you have to say about that?
Well, my team was last, but I was dead number one on the team. So fuck it. You get me. We're going places, baby.
If you get drafted number 2, what's gonna happen?
No, not happening. I'm going number 1.
That's awesome. But like I was gonna say is like the Rangers were like gifted 2 picks, like Capo Caco, Alexis Lafreniere. Yeah, and like they're fringe like third line players right now, like
especially Lafreniere. Well,
he's been playing well. He's been playing well in playoffs.
But they said this guy was going to be like an absolute bona fide stud right away, and
I don't know right away.
I heard right away it was supposed to happen, but
it's like they need them. They don't. That's the reason why I don't think the draft lottery is really a good thing. Like where a team really moves up that high. But like I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm going to try and like watch some stuff. And that's the thing. Now, listen, anytime that I'm going to talk about prospects in the next however many until the draft, I'm not a scout. I don't know shit. Okay. So don't take anything that I say or what for sure am.
I'm an absolute stud on all this shit.
You're number one. He's number one overall podcast. But I want to kind of this year just because I want to just watch some like YouTube shit, and that's what I say. That's my scouting is like just watching how these guys play, and like because I never really have, I mean they drafted Sider, he's awesome. They drafted Raymond, he's awesome. I didn't know anything about those guys, so I'd obviously trust your GM to make the pick.
Yeah,
but I think it'd be a little bit more, a little more fun to like follow the draft if who like the top 10 like ranked is, right? To go like, oh, I've watched some stuff of this guy, like he's. Or maybe even like reading some scouting reports of like legitimate scouts, what they're saying about the guy. Like, I think that'd be kind of neat to like, see where they end up because they never end up where they're supposed to, right? Or supposed to, where they got mocked. So, any thoughts before we end this about the playoffs so far in terms of like who's left and who you think's going to keep going here? Because we didn't really do any predictions.
No. The Battle of Alberta, it's something I'm glad it's happening.
Why the hell is it at 10:45? Like they did 10:45 on a Friday night. Why didn't they do it today, like on a Saturday at like now? I don't know, 3.
Well, because it's 3:00 in Alberta right now.
Well, who cares? Start it early. It's a Saturday. Then everybody can watch it. Like that's
because Avril Lavigne was in town.
Oh my God, are you kidding?
She was in town like in Edmonton like 2 days ago, and then in Calgary.
Oh, I don't know. I just think they have. That's the thing where I say they have an issue with marketing. Like you have the best player in the league. You got the Battle of Alberta. Wouldn't you want everyone to be able to watch it? Because really, putting it at that time, who watched that game? People in Calgary and Edmonton, and that's probably it. Maybe
some
like
guys,
Vancouver.
People west of Alberta.
No one out here. Central. I mean, if you stayed up and watched it, I mean, kudos to you. But like, I'm not staying 10:45. I mean, I'm going to bed at 11.
I'm not. I might want to catch the first period, maybe
That's
halfway
usually
through
what
the
I'll
second,
do.
and then.
But that's usually if it starts at 10. They said 10:45, but then all the anthems and all that shit, it starts at 11.
Hey, it's the Battle of Alberta. There's only one anthem.
Well, one anthem is awesome. So, I think Calgary's going to take, even though Edmonton won last night, I think Calgary's still going to win that series.
I think so too.
And then Colorado, I think, is going through. I like the Hurricanes. They're up 2-0.
I think you're seeing. You're going to see Colorado Tampa final.
Yeah, I think Tampa obviously 2-0 on Florida without Braden Point, right? So I think Tampa has a good shot at getting three-peated here. As my dog,
I think so.
Bones your knee,
pretty much.
So
most
yeah,
action I've gotten in months.
That's it. Yeah, that's how it goes.
No,
so you're lucky that your wife doesn't watch this podcast.
Does anyone watch this podcast?
I don't even.
Thank you for the 3 people in like Sweden that listen.
So look at the analytics, right? So anyway, yeah, I mean, playoffs are still going on.
One thing we did not get to before we ended, because you asked if there's anything. When we went because we never talked about what we saw at the Wings game and any of that stuff you wanted to talk about, didn't you?
Oh yeah. So like,
we'll just end it with a little tomfuckery.
Here we go. Okay, so people that have these are just pet peeves of mine. I have a lot of them. We should probably write down the list. You know how like Gator and Doug have it on 97.1? He has the list of people he hates. Okay, how about guy that has his own name on the jersey? Okay,
and with a legend number or any number?
Either way.
Okay.
I mean, legend number makes it worse. Jersey tuck makes it double worse.
Oh,
right?
fuck.
You tuck your jersey into your jeans.
Jersey tuck guy is a fucking absolute dink.
100%.
And I
put your own name on it.
Word.
I would never do that. If you bought me a Busch Red Wings jersey, not wearing it.
Why would you buy one for your daughter then?
Well, because she's freaking 4 months old.
The only time I've had a custom jersey made was
if you're under 10 years old, it's fine.
I think I was like 12 years old. My dad got me
That's over 10, Brian, you loser.
Well, blame Frank. I didn't get it made. Frank got it made. It was when Jason Spezza played for the Spits.
Oh, okay.
I didn't want to get a Spezza because there's the rumors of him getting traded, which he did for Kyle Wellwood.
The Flint Firebirds, who are playing the Spitfires in the Western Conference Final
tonight at 7.
I was just at or in the morning breakfast. Me and my wife went to Lumberjack.
Yeah.
And these kids all walked in, and I heard a guy go, "Go Spits, go!" And I'm thinking, "Oh shit, it's the Spitfires. That's cool." And then as we're leaving, we see a bus with Michigan plates. It's Flint. It's like they're all just like,
that's awesome.
Anywho, but yeah, okay, the whole jersey thing, yeah, that bothered me. How about grown man holding a sign?
Trade you a bag of Skittles for
anyone
a puck.
with the whole thing about trading the sticks for the thing, it's cringe. Stop doing it, okay? Also, if you are a Red Wings fan and you woo at the game, I hate you to your core. I hate you to your core.
Yeah, fuck.
And then the last thing,
Lance Luce.
Did we talk about when we talked about the Red Wings jerseys when we were there? I don't think I had an idea about they should have way more players available than just what they have. Now, like, if I'm running that shop, I am having Zetterberg, Datsuk, Lidstrom jerseys, Yzerman, Fedorov, like freaking, and I'm gonna have a couple of them there, or I'm gonna have it where I can fucking make it for you. Okay, you order one, I'm making it for you. We're gonna text you when it's ready.
Okay, that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna have one Yzerman,
if you order
one Fedorov, and so for order, and let them know it's for order, but you're gonna be paying
if you order it by the second period, it's guaranteed.
Yes.
It's gonna be done by then you come and pick it up, right? You pay for it, we'll make it, you come pick it up, right?
Yeah.
If I want to get a Kirk Maltby jersey, I should be able to get one where they play. Okay, I don't know if there's any there's nothing with like player rights and stuff like that, right? So
I don't think so. No,
I just feel like, why are we not selling Steve Yzerman jerseys at the Red Wings arena? Okay. Why are we not selling
another guy for the list too? Another guy for the list.
I don't care anybody.
The guy that wears a Gordie Howe jersey and has Howe written on the back of it.
But they sell those.
Why?
I don't know. But that's just, we talked about that, me being weird with like wanting the jersey to look like the one that.
You want a Gordie Howe Adidas jersey?
People are probably going to call it out, but that's not a legit Zetterberg jersey.
They probably don't even know the difference.
Well, I mean, it's supposed to have the Reebok logo, not Reebok, across the top.
Well, they did.
The bar is way too small.
They did switch to the Reebok.
Did they? But
lettering.
the name bar is weird. It's small.
Yeah, it is a small name bar. But again, Chinese jersey. How many?
I don't think that is one. I forget where I got that. Anyway, but I didn't get it from the site or from the Red Wings place. But anyway, but yeah, so weird things like I thought they should always have that. When we were looking at that website where they had all those different players, I'm like, why isn't this in the
yeah, it was so cool. Like,
it'll be so cool to go browse at the Winter Classic in 2014 at Comerica.
So the Legends game.
The Legends game, yeah. They had like every single player that was in those two games in the shop.
That's awesome.
You like, Shannon got a Shanahan jersey.
Yeah.
I got. Did I get one? I think I got. Did I get? I got an Yzerman one. But they had everybody. You could get Marty Lapointe. You could get Larry Murphy. You could get McCarty, Konstantinov.
That's pretty
Kozlov, cool. Anybody, whoever was playing in that game, they had the jersey. You want an Aaron Ward jersey? It's right there.
Why? I don't know.
Mickey Redmond. I don't care, right? Why?
It's
So yeah, that's good call because I totally forgot to write that down. But yeah, those are my pet peeves on jerseys and being at the rink and being able to buy
we'll get the top.
I can't find a Moritz Sider jersey anywhere. I was in Detroit last weekend. I can't find one at any like where the hell are they?
Or if you do, it's going to be one of those Fanatics jerseys. It's not going to be the proper Adidas jersey.
Yeah, because I'm going to be super picky. So like I'm waiting for next year to go to a game.
You know, you're Calder finalist and
I mean, hopefully I'll probably go to one of the first few games next year. It's like beginning of October and just like go and get one. Because that Raymond jersey is a little big.
Is it?
I would like to get a little bit smaller.
But then you said when you went smaller, the logo was smaller.
Not anymore. Remember the guy
said
they're changing that because the people were complaining.
Because of the pop-up logo too on it too.
It has to be like that. Well, I'm going to probably end the podcast because my dog's breath smells like a fucking toilet. Seafood department.
Street food. And
yeah. Till next time, follow us on healthyscratch.ca, on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube. And we'll keep watching the playoffs. I can watch them in peace because Toronto's gone and Pittsburgh's gone and one Canadian team is going to be out after this round and then it's only one left. You know, it'd be funny to see Ken Holland's team eliminated. I think that'd be funny. Any last words?
No.
Okay, boys. Till next time. Talk to you soon.
Peace.